Hello and welcome to Forever Sports. And the Lions have beaten the Stormers 30 points to 23, a scoreline which probably flatters the Stormers in all honesty. The Lions not having as good of a second half as the first half, but in all seriousness, the Stormers were never really in the game. 15 handling errors, so many mistakes, and despite the Lions conceding 14 penalties, were the dominant side. And in the first half, characterized by their ability to turn defense into attack. Some brilliant counter-attacking tries. Kawhi Horn getting the man of the match. He was absolutely superb. And in the second half, just dogged defense. Yes, they conceded a couple of tries, allow Stormers back into the game, but goodness me, they were good. And I think just there was a sort of a togetherness and a kind of a refusal to lose the game today, which we haven't seen in a while from the Lions' point of view. And that kind of attitude, that kind of performance today, as a fan, sort of gets you excited because you're sitting there thinking, this is actually a team that can go all the way to the playoffs. This is a team that can get into that top eight and get into, the Champions Cup. Because that's what the Lions are playing for. They're trying to get into the playoffs for the URC and into the Champions Cup for the first time. And if they play like they did in that first half today, they can get it done. The Stormers, 30, I think actually more than 13 entries into that 22, and yet just couldn't get the results. I mean, our Lions was, at one stage were averaging almost 4 points per 22-meter entry. The Stormers, on the other hand, were averaging I think just over 1. So a tale of very two different halves and two very different performances. Before we break it down, please do smash the like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. The Lions started like a house on fire, and after a yellow card to Holland, went Johnny Lombard made it 3 points to nil. Matthias leveled it up, and then the Lions settled into things, didn't they? Morne Vandenberg with a brilliant try. Quan Horn sitting up, getting around the outside, inside border. Morne Vandenberg trying the 90th minute. Van Veek almost carbon copy. Once again, Quan Horn beating his defender inside to Morne Vandenberg. Pops it up to Henk Van Veek. He goes in the 22nd minute. From being 3-3 in the 18th minute to being 17-3 in the 23rd minute. That's how quickly the game changed for the Lions. And the Stormers managed to get 3 points back, but just before half time, Morris Lowe went over at halftime, 24 points to 6. You're thinking that's too big of a mountain to climb. And it was. Stormers started off the second half well. Wallace scored an early try in the 44th minute. Yuri Matia added the extras. But then it was all about game management. And Gianni Lombard with a 3-point times 2. And then David Creel gets the yellow card. So at 30 points, 13, down to 14. Stormers think maybe they've got a chance. And Evan Lewis went over in the 69th minute to maybe give them that chance. But Yuri Matia, at the end, even after adding the extras, they just couldn't get over the line because it was too much. And, so much so that they conceded the penalties at the Lions in the 81st minute, and Stormers just decided to take the 3 points because they couldn't get the win. And I would love to go look, because I'm going to look at some of the stats in terms of the tackles made and the likes, because I thought the Lions' defense was absolutely heroic. So if we look at some of the stats, Lions scoring 3 tries, 2 not getting a bonus point will frustrate them, but at the end of the day, the result was the most important thing. The main thing, I mean, they Stormers had 80% possession in the final 10 minutes. The Lions still managed to keep them out. Lions line-out wasn't great, 91%, lost a couple. Stormers were flawless when it comes to their line-outs. If you look at the scrums, Lions scrum pretty solid. Stormers won 2 penalties, Lions I think 1, but Lions never lost any of their own scrums, which was good. If you look at the attack, for example, Lions with fewer post-contact meters, fewer ball carries, almost half the amount of ball carries, and almost a quarter of the amount of passes, and yet scoring 3 tries to 2. 23 turnovers lost from the Stormers. 23! I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. Imagine 20 turnovers. I mean, that's knock-ons. That's turnovers from the Lions. I mean, Lions winning 9 turnovers. Their breakdown work today was superb. Etienne Oosthuizen, brilliant on the breakdown. JC Victorious, playing like a man who wants to try and prove Russell wrong for not putting him in the alignment camp. I mean, even PJ Butcher coming in with a couple of clutch turnovers. The Lions were phenomenal at the breakdown. 14 penalties conceded by the Lions to 7 from the Stormers. But the Lions making almost 3 times the amount of tackles that the Stormers did, kicking a lot more as well. So, all in all, it was a great performance from the Lions defensively. They just drew a line and basically just decided that they weren't going to lose the game. The reason I'm looking at my phone is I just want to single out a single player. Gianni Lombard, was marked as a player who, was he going to be potentially the reason that they might come up short maybe? He hasn't played a lot of great rugby recently. I mean, his game today was absolutely superb. 10 tackles, just 2 missed, at 83% tackle success rate. He did not miss a kick. 15 points off his boots. And I thought that he in generally he managed the game well, but defensively, I mean, he was putting his body on the line. He's not the biggest player as Joey Lombard. You know, he's about 80 odd kgs. And he was flying around, putting his shoulder down. I thought he was absolutely superb. And given how, you know, we're looking for flower halves around the country, if he puts in that performance like he did today, consistently, he'll get himself back on the Springbok radar. He's just 27 years old. He's got time to get himself back into the mix. And, you know, I thought he was superb. For the Stormers, Yuri Matia, I thought struggled again. Need to try and find get Sash Farnborough Gomez really back into that full fitness. Dame Williams and the likes. I thought Evan Lewis tried hard, and I thought that a couple of good cameos. I thought Warwick Galant was once again always so dangerous. Very surprising to get the call up, but yeah, let me know what you thought about the performance down in the comments below. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve. I'll chat to you soon.